Here's Mike Winger talking about David Hume.
In David Hume's mind, miracles are impossible, period, end of story, and therefore, no matter what the evidence is, we deny the resurrection. That is his position.
That miracles are impossible in principle is not Hume's position, but I'll let him speak for himself. For I own that otherwise there may possibly be miracles, or violations of the usual course of nature, of such a kind as to admit of proof from human testimony, though, perhaps, it will be impossible to find any such in all the records of history. As philosopher Eric Wielenberg explains, the conclusion of Hume's argument is not that miracles are impossible. It is not that miracles never in fact occur. It is not that a perfect God would never perform miracles. It is not that it is never reasonable for anyone to believe that a miracle occurred. It is not even that it is never reasonable for anyone to believe that a miracle has occurred solely on the basis of testimony. Hume's conclusion, rather, is that no human testimony can have such force as to prove a miracle and make it a just foundation for any system of religion. So while it's true that someone like Hume would reject religious miracle claims out of hand, it's not for the reasons that Mike is suggesting. And if you don't believe me, you can read of miracles for yourself to get a sense of what those reasons are. But anyway, let's keep going.
Let me read to you one of the things he wrote. He says, "The plain consequence is, and it's a general maxim worthy of our attention, that no testimony is sufficient to establish a miracle. No testimony is sufficient to establish a miracle." That's his general maxim. That's his position.
Seems like we left some important bits off of that, didn't we? Well, let's fill it in a little bit more, shall we? The plain consequence is, and it is a general maxim worthy of our attention, that no testimony is sufficient to establish a miracle unless the testimony be of such a kind that its falsehood would be more miraculous than the fact which it endeavors to establish. He goes on to elaborate further, but I think you get the picture. It seems like Mike is trying really hard to paint Hume as this big bad skeptic who's only cynical of miracle claims solely because he's biased. And if he's not trying to do that, then why read only one sentence from this maxim divorced from any context whatsoever? One may not agree with Hume's reasoning, but at least give it some space to breathe, man.
It is a blind faith position of methodological naturalism. I do not say that as an insult. I say it as an observation, and tell me if you do not notice the same thing.
And there it is. What's absolutely being missed here is that a broadly Humean skepticism towards miracle claims does not require a person to endorse any form of naturalism, whether that be metaphysical or methodological. And for more on that, see the link in the description. But anyway, the irony here is that Mike frequently complains when he feels that the other side is being uncharitable or strawmanning, when in reality he's just strawman the crap out of Hume here.